Boom! Welcome back to Johnny Custom Glock Frontside Press, where once again I'm here with Julie and
wait, damn it.
Yeah.
A little further. There we go. Just a tip. Just a tip. Got it.
Just a tip.
Oh God.
All right.
For
another exciting, well-planned episode.
Uh-oh. Why you get so bright? What's happening over there?
There we go. Frontside Press.
Frontside Press.
Yeah. Where we were supposed to be live tonight, but
welcome from Three Keys Brewery. Get some drinks. What do you think? Play some games. Get some drinks. Let's do it.
And that sucks because we were over there the other day. Got our tour with Cody. Cody taking care of us. Got to try some different beers. Got to smell some stuff he's got coming out.
Oh, that feels good.
Nice.
It's just insane. Insane what they're doing over there.
Oh, and I had a key lime cider.
Key lime cider,
It
yep.
was really
I'm gonna have to try that. We do key lime pie shots every time we go down to the Keys. We go down Duval Street and hit every bar and get a key lime pie shot. So I'm gonna have to try a key lime beer.
Is there one that is much better than the other?
So it's funny, when we went down there this past time, that's what we did. We ranked them all. So all of us went and we ordered them, and then we gave them an 8, 9, 5, whatever. And Jada was keeping a running tab of the scores, and at the end we added them all up and saw who had the best. There was, we call it the dog bar. So there's a bar down there. It's a little off Duval, and it's basically like a food truck and then like a bar. But people always bring their dogs there, and it's decorated with dogs, like painted on the wall and stuff. I don't know the name of it, but it's called the dog bar. When we had a shot there last year when we went, it was crap. And much like most drinks, it all depends on who the bartender is, because a lot of them have different recipes and different combos or whatever. So it was way down our list last year. This year we went there, was a nice lady who was bartending, and it was really good, and it ended up being the best. Usually we always like Hog's Breath is the best. It consistently historically has been the best, but this time this dog bar took the place of Hog's Breath. But it was all, I guarantee it's all because of the bartender, because last time we got one there, it sucked. So
and you can't even give it the respect of knowing the name of the bar that you're at.
I know, right? Yeah, I should be advertising about how great. But the problem is, I'll tell people go there because they have the best key lime pie shots. They'll go there. She won't be bartending. Somebody else will. And then they'll be like, that guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about because that key lime pie shot was awful. And then nobody's ever going to listen to me or my recommendations again. And by the way, that was probably like the 12th bar we went to. So I couldn't tell you anything about the name of that bar or the name of the bartender or anything at that point. I know the key lime pie was good, but I can't really get any more specifics. There may not even have been dogs on the wall. There may have been fucking bulls painted on the wall or something. I thought they were dogs. I don't know. That was like 12 shots in.
You didn't even drink that shot. You just were like pouring it on your body. Like,
They probably gave me like a shot of water, and I was just like, this is the best key lime pie shot in the history of key lime pie shots, and charged me like $12 for it because that's what they charge down there sometimes. So, yeah. But back to the original statement, yeah, I'll try. I don't generally like beer, but I'll try a key lime pie or a key lime draft or lager or whatever it is. That sounds interesting.
Cider,
yeah. Cider's much better than me than beer because I don't like beer, but I like cider.
We have 4 people on. We've got
Awesome.
Geneva, Anna, and I don't see who else.
Everybody's mad because they're at, like, I already got one text from
I was gonna say, I hope they're all not in the parking lot
where
going, where the hell is everybody? I'm here in the parking lot. Where's everybody at? So you gonna explain what happened?
Oh, we got to finish.
We'll just go through all the introductions, get everything out of the way, and then we'll talk about what happened, what future plans are, how our week's been going, yada yada yada.
I want to make sure that nobody's waiting for us there.
Yeah, I hope not. I would imagine if they pulled in and the restaurant was completely closed and dark, they would know that we weren't having a show.
Yeah. I got a bunch of messages, so I guess I'll just wait. Make sure I got no text. All right, we're good. All right. So let's get to spanking the sponsors. All right. Get to the toast because this smells pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
This one's only 98 proof though, so I don't know. All right.
Weak sauce.
So, our king sponsor, Johnny Custom Glocks, because life is way too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. And I got to tell you, I shot the sim gun today, and I'm just like, no, this thing's going to Fruitville. I got that, and I got my carry gun now doesn't have a Johnny Glock's trigger in it because I switched frames. So now I got to bring that up there and get one in there too. I just don't feel whole.
He's got one of mine up there too that he's working on, so he's got business going.
Vex Combat in it, or you putting a competition in it, or what are you doing?
I don't know. I just dropped it off and said, put the trigger in here that Mike says should be in here. And he said, okay.
Here it is.
I called him McGowan, I guess. I don't know. I just said, Mike says you should put a trigger in this. And he goes, okay. And then he's putting a trigger in it. So there you go.
That's it. What
the hell?
What was that?
Sorry. I'm trying to share the video on Facebook, and I clicked on like a BMW ad or something, so it started playing BMW music.
Well, hey, they better pay us.
I know, right? Now we're gonna get copyrighted because it played 5 seconds of their ad, and they're gonna go,
yeah,
oh, copyright. Another reason we get shut down.
Hey. All right, so back to the sponsors. All right, get yourself Johnny Glock's trigger because let me tell you, there's definitely a difference. There's definitely a difference.
Even in simunition guns, there's a difference.
Yep. Well, you know, they're Glocks, the ones we got.
No, I know they're still Glocks, but still, it's a simunition. We'll
talk about who we had at the Emporium today after, because I had her on a sim gun. So our Jester sponsor, Sean Hilton at smokeshow3d.com.
Yeah, baby.
All right, if you ain't got one of these, all right, because your name's not under Sean's and Maria's and Kat's, are, then go over to smokeshow3d.com, use your FSP10 to get you 10% off and get yourself an armorer's block. I had Gabriel wanted, like, this is when I know I got the right kid. When he says, hey, can you show me how to take a Glock totally apart so I can put a Johnny Custom Glock's trigger in one? And I'm thinking, you're going to ask your Uncle Jack if he'll give you one of those because I know you can't afford one. But sat him down, the block. Next thing I know, he can take the whole thing apart, put it all back together. All right. I still don't know if that's as good as his sister getting 20 minutes of training, practicing for an hour by herself, and then beating Johnny Glock in a competition, taking it apart and putting it back together. And it was straight up fair. I don't care if he was blindfolded. I don't care if she took a little bit of a cheating head start. It was a fair competition. That's all I'm going to say. He's like, what do you mean I got to be blindfolded? Like, hey, you do this for a living. All right. And last but not least, let's not forget the Self-Defense Emporium. Woo!
Woo!
All right. So we're rocking and rolling over there. We need to get more people in the door since we're having a problem with our sign company. All right. Or lack thereof, because they keep. So anyways, so you guys got to come down, take a tour, send people down, take the tour. We'll show them around, show them what the simulator is, stuff like that. We need to get more people in there, get the word out. All right. So we're going to get a word out right now. Hey, tappity tap tap. All right.
Word out for what?
What's that?
That you got people. Word out that you're open, ready to go.
We get the word out that we need to do a toast. So get your beverage of choice. And what are we drinking tonight?
This is
Diet Coke. Oh, you're talking to her.
nope. This is called Pinhook,
Pinhook.
and it has cinnamon, red apple, vanilla, butterscotch, banana,
Wow.
sugar, hazelnut, and sweet and toast. Smells great. It's 98 proof.
It's the
So.
friggin' fruit salad that's been fermenting.
I had the feeling people just sit around and go, "What else can we throw in there? Throw some bananas in
Right.
there. All right.
Put
What about
banana in
the
there.
asparagus? Yeah, we got some asparagus
Yes.
over here. Throw that in
Yeah,
there and
make
see what
you
it tastes like."
smell
It's like,
funny.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
The
Here's
monks
to
perfected that shit like in the 1500s. Go ahead.
let me see. This toast is about hopefully everybody getting together at Three Keys all at the same time. All right. In the next couple of weeks, so we'll get a date for you. We'll get it out next week when it's going to be. It'll probably be in 3 weeks, which will give us enough time to advertise, everybody to get ready. So apologize to anybody who didn't see the post about that. It was canceled. So sorry about that. But the toast goes something like this. You know what rhymes with Thursday? Alcohol.
Your toast researcher has gotten so lazy like over the past 3 months.
98 proof.
Yeah, but we've had higher than that.
Yeah.
It's the banana,
kinda
man.
just
It tickles your throat.
Yeah. It felt like it just stuck to the top of my mouth.
That's what she
It
said.
was down with some vodka.
There you go. So we
Nice.
have Pablo on. Rocket Man.
Rocket Man!
Sean said he's got a package for you. Just has to remember to mail it.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that.
Corey wants to know if he won. And we have Patty Rojas Royo.
Oh!
Royo on there. Hey.
What's up, hey? How you doing?
Gotta figure out how to say your last name.
Well, it's because we're dyslexic and we suck at reading.
I know.
So, like I said,
So,
like Pablo, we're trying to plan a visit. You know, now that we're open. So we're open. I fixed all the Google stuff, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You want to talk about
Nice.
who stopped by today?
No.
No? Okay.
It's like this.
holy shit. Sorry, go ahead.
What?
I'm
Like,
reading
I
my
don't
analytics because in a minute we're going to get to the weekly analytics for my channel. And so
Right.
I just
Yeah, so
read
we had
something.
some
I was like,
visits. I
holy
want to
shit.
see who
So-
it is. You know, I've had some extremely cool people stop in. All right, but I'm not going to tell you who it is. So, like they say, how come you know my name?
Was it the president?
Nah. But his
No.
deal, I'm going to try to get him to stop in, or at least his kids,
Wouldn't that be cool?
you know.
We have a VIP lounge.
Yeah, we have a VIP lounge. It's not ready yet, but
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Gary File
The
says,
Mediocre.
Oh,
is
Gary.
right now.
hey, buddy, let me know if I can help you with anything.
Yes, you can help me. So if you're free tomorrow, stop by and see me. If not, give me a call because I need to talk to you about something. So, yes, you can help me.
Very good. Louis Soto's on, says, hello, everyone.
Hey, Louis.
If you're not doing anything tomorrow, stop by. And if you can't, give me a call because we got to talk. So, trying to get things to work. But I'll tell you who did stop in before we get to. So, if you're on Instagram and you live in this area, go check out Tanya in Sarasota. Okay. I met Tanya through her husband.
Oh, okay. Tanya in Sarasota.
Yeah. What she does is she goes around to new places like restaurants and stuff like that. And she goes in and she does a review on everything, you know, tells you how great it is and, you know, what she liked. And she's great. And I knew her husband. Well, I know her husband. And, you know, Mike asked me once to say, hey, can you give my wife a lesson? There's something going on, stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, not a problem. So she come in. It was funny because we were sitting there and we're going through everything and I'm talking to her about stuff and like, oh yeah, I'm on Instagram. I get, you know, combined through all my channels, I get about 500,000 views a month. And I'm like, and I'm looking at her and I go, oh, I follow you. Because I'm looking for stuff to do. I want to, maybe take the wife someplace, maybe hopefully, take the wife and kids someplace and stuff like that. So I happened to stumble upon her and I've been following her. And then like next thing you know, I'm giving her a lesson and stuff like that. And I'm good friends with her husband, love him dearly. And then She said, when you're open, let me know, and I'll come in, and we'll do some posting together and stuff like that. And she came down. I think she was there for about, what, 3 hours?
Probably about that. Yeah.
About 3 hours today. Like, took some video, like, did a little in the classroom, in the coffee shop, on the simulator. We went in the shoot house and did a little room clearing and stuff like that with a sim gun. Like, so it was great. So if you guys don't follow her and you live in this area, right, you should definitely look her up because she's always finding the newest, coolest, and best places and doing little, reviews on them and stuff like that. She's a dynamite person. Her kids are great, right?
Yes. The little brother he entertained his sister who was very upset, and he just danced for her.
10 years
sang
old.
for her. He just kept her amused while her dad was holding her, and sometimes she was happy and sometimes she was not. But the little brother was amazing.
Great kid, very polite.
Yes.
Just excellent. So go check her out. All right. So while we're on that, what do you got going on? What's going on with your analytics? We had 10,000 yet or whatever?
So I currently have 9,983 subscribers.
You can't get 17 more people. What's the matter with
If
you?
my math is correct, I need 17 more subscribers. So 9,983, and my estimated revenue has gone up to $427.58. So, woo, raking it in. That's actually real. That's real money at that point.
That's right. That's nice mailbox money.
Yeah, that's real money at that point. That's a car payment, a motorcycle payment, electric bill, and the fact that it's 110 degrees out and you got to run your AC 24/7. But yeah, $427 a month just from talking to the TV. That's not too bad. I'll take that, and it's only going to go up. It's I've gotten 5,000 views in the last hour. Yeah, it's still that one. It's still mainly that one video. It's got 387,500 views on it now, but that's all right. I'll take it. My watch time's up 36 hours. Yeah. So, oh shit. My estimated revenue just went to $543.93. So it went up $100 while we were talking.
Awesome.
Damn. Shit, that's real money. A little bit more, I'll be able to quit my day job.
There it is.
So Julie Bales is on. She says, "Hey, Jeff," and
hey, Julie.
Sean.
Yeah, don't worry about us.
Sean says, "Did Jeff just say he's buying a new motorcycle?"
There it is. Yeah, because he's got enough for a payment.
It is. I will neither confirm nor deny that I have spent a lot of time on Marketplace recently looking for another, a third motorcycle. It's probably not smart. People keep telling me not to do it, but we'll see how it goes.
What is the difference between 2 and 3 motorcycles that you have to be told not to do it?
Right, exactly. It's like dogs. Yeah, I got 3 dogs, so might as well have 3 motorcycles, right? The rule of 3s.
It's not like dogs. Dogs you gotta feed. Dogs you gotta walk. Like,
you
what
gotta
is it?
feed
More
dangerous,
too,
man. You see gas prices these days? Shit ain't cheap.
Right, you need a motorcycle. And if you get like 4 or 5 of them, you can just drive one till it runs out of gas and then switch.
Just switch, yep. Take one each day and they'll never run out of gas.
Hey, Jeff, Sean says his bike just sits in his shed. You trying to sell it?
Look at all the money. Look at all the money.
What's he trying to tell me? He should take it out and ride with us, and it wouldn't be sitting in the shed. He's more than welcome to join our rides. We ride all the time.
There you go.
We're in the middle of planning our mountain trip to go up see Skinny now. I've been talking to the guys all day today. We picked out a week in October. We're going to go up there. Late September, I guess. Hurricane willing. Last year, remember, we went up there and we got trapped in the freaking house all week because of the damn hurricane that wiped out all the Carolinas. But hopefully we won't have hurricanes this year. But planning that again already. So now the question is which, then you got to figure out which bike you want to take. Or I just put all 3 of them on a trailer and then I could swap and mix and match depending on what mood I'm in that day.
Once again,
I got my own trailer. Fuck everybody else. I just put all my bikes on one trailer and off I go.
We got to stop for gas. Now I'm just going to leave mine on the side of the road and drive the other one.
Yep, exactly. I'll just swap it when we get back. We'll see.
Riding my Harley that's in my garage
Sean
in pieces.
Sean says he's too big for his bike. It was his dad's Shadow 750 before he passed.
Honda Shadow. I used to have a Honda Shadow 750. One of my first ever bikes.
Was it?
Yeah. My first ever street motorcycle was a Honda Shadow. I don't know if it was a 750. It was a little bit smaller, and then I had a Honda Shadow as like my fourth bike. So not bad. Now I have a BMW.
What is your
Harley.
main bike now?
My main bike right now is my BMW 900 GS Adventure. It's an adventure bike, so you can go off-roading with it. You can go long distances with it. So it's like a multi-purpose utilitarian. It's like the AR-15 of bikes. So yeah, it's a BMW GSA. And then I have my Harley that I just kind of cruise around on days when I feel like being a real biker on a Harley. And then, so I'm kind of looking for, if I get a third bike, it would be just kind of like a commuter style bike, because the adventure bike is more for like long distance riding, like up in the mountains or on trips for camping gear and stuff like that. And the Harley, you just kind of cruise around. So I'm kind of looking for more like a local commuter bike that I can hop on and ride to the office one day when I'm bored or something like that, or ride to the Self-Defense Emporium when I feel like hanging out and having coffee and empanadas or whatever. I just hop on the bike and run up there. We'll see.
Awesome.
So what did you guys come up with for the food we have at the Emporium?
So we were doing the Google thing, and we have a coffee shop with pastries and a Colombian style or something like that.
Yeah. Gabriel came up with that. Was pretty good.
So yeah, everything's going good at the Emporium. So you guys really got to check it out. Check it out. The only thing that's going bad is we don't have a friggin' sign, so nobody knows we're open.
Look for the black fence.
Yeah.
Get a little sign, and I'll send Kara out there to stand in the street and wave it around.
There you go. That's a good idea. She'll love me for that. She doesn't hate me enough. Then we'll make her do that. So we need to get is like a box truck and put, hey, stop here. We got guns and training and a range.
Yeah.
Hey, Dale says coffee.
A lot of lawyers do that. They put those on the side of the trucks and just park them and drive them around. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
or
before we forget, don't forget. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say about your car. Take your car to one of those wrap places and wrap it with your sign on it and park it out front.
I would if I wasn't broke.
How much does it cost? I can get my little car wrapped.
Yeah, I don't know. I've thought about wrapping my Bronco with the young law group stuff, but the bar rules are weird because you can't just, we have advertising rules. So like you can't just wrap your car. You have to take pictures of because we have advertising rules. So you have to wrap it, and then you have to take pictures of every like side of it. You have to take like a 360 video and send it to the bar and pay like $200 for them to review it and approve your ad to make sure that it complies with all the standards. You have to do that with all the ads. Like if you want to have a TV ad or a billboard or whatever, you can't just put them up. You have to get them approved by the bar because you're not allowed to do things like make false promises or talk about how many trials you've won or have testimonies from previous clients. Like there's a list of rules for advertising. You basically allowed to put your name on there, your phone number, and if you have some weird little saying like for the people or go to Hale or whatever, you can put that on there. But they're really strict about advertising. So yeah, you can't just advertise stuff. You got to pay.
Why can't you tell people how many trials you've won or have, things from your clients?
It's just the way they have it. It's a really strict advertising concept.
It's not strict out. You know what it is? It's a scam. So the bar can make money.
They want to get money. They want to limit who can do it. And rich lawyers versus poor lawyers. They want to keep it equitable. I don't know, but the list of rules is ridiculous. It's not worth it to do most of that stuff.
Hey, Sean says, I still say a wavy arm flailing tube man would work.
Hell, that'd be freaking awesome.
Attention. But do you need a permit for that?
I guarantee you probably need a permit for that.
Oh, yeah, probably. Well, and it still wouldn't have the name on it. People would just drive by and think it was a car dealership or something. Oh, look, it's a wavy tube guy. Like they're not going to realize it's a gun shop. You need something. You just need a big old sign that says guns on it with like an arrow at least.
Or if you have the
Something.
big wavy arm guy with a pistol.
Yeah, put a pistol in each arm. You're like, woohoo! Woohoo!
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Be open carry.
Open carrying.
Give him a
But Mike
couple
said he was
revolvers,
against open
have him
carry.
waving his open carry around with a couple of 6-shooters on there. Self-defense
Hell
emporium.
yeah.
Oh,
There it is.
today is Lana's birthday. Happy
That'd be
birthday,
fun.
honey.
Oh, happy birthday,
Happy
Lana.
birthday. It's also my dad's birthday.
Mm.
This was his
Oh.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Papa McGowan.
Yeah, he's dead.
Well, still, you say happy birthday.
Birthday.
Yeah,
Happy birthday
guess.
in heaven.
happy
It's a
heavenly
little weird.
birthday.
Yeah, happy heavenly birthday. That's what everybody on my men grieve groups always call it. Happy heavenly birthday. Whatever that means.
Yep. So, what else we got going on? We got anything going on?
No, it's actually been pretty quiet over the last week. The bill for suppressors and SPR really hasn't moved much. It's kind of in the, so to get in the weeds again, when you do the reconciliation, because it's all monetary, there's like a parliamentarian president or something, and they actually have the right to go in there and just knock stuff out on their own. Like that's part of the thing about you don't have to get 60 votes, but you kind of concede a little bit of authority to like this impartial third party person. And it's all supposed to be based on money. So they're supposed to like do the math on it and be like, well, this isn't really cutting the budget because it's supposed to be budget neutral. There's nothing in there that's supposed to raise the debt basically or overcap the budget. So they do this weird math on it. And the parliamentarian guy can be like, oh, well, this provision for Medicare is actually it's not budget neutral. So I'm kicking it out. They haven't done that with any of the gun stuff because the gun stuff obviously doesn't raise the budget. And in fact, it would, I mean, I guess you could claim it was because they're not getting as much revenue, but it doesn't increase anything. In other words, there's no additional tax or anything that would raise it for that. So it hasn't been thrown out by anything yet. So as it sits here today, they have started kicking out a bunch of the Medicare and Medicaid provisions and shit like that, like they always do, but nobody's touched any of the gun stuff. So as of today, it's still in there. And the president keeps saying he wants it by July 4th. Like he wants to sign that thing on the 4th of July as like a whole big, brouhaha thing. So he's pushing them to get it done by next Friday. So as of right now, it's all still in there. So I'm still in the 75 to 80% camp that says that stuff's going to be in there. The Democrats are starting to bitch about it. They're starting to claim that or complain that the gun stuff is in there, and they're talking about doing ad campaigns to try and get things taken out or something. I don't know, but as of right now, it's still in there. So if anything changes, of course, I'll let you know next week, or I'll do a video on it. And if you go subscribe to Musings with MGL and get me to 10,000 subscribers, then you'll know when that changes because I'll post a video about it. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet in the gun news. There were a couple of weird decisions, not weird, but decisions that don't really apply to us. Like some other states passed some laws that kind of got shot down. There was a weird reversal. There was an appellate court that said suppressors are firearms, and therefore they have a right to be regulated just like all firearms. And then they were going to appeal that, but before the appeal went through, the same court came out and changed their ruling. Like they literally just withdrew their previous ruling, and yeah, they just issued a ruling that says, you know what, we're going to go ahead and take away that ruling and not say that suppressors are that way. So they basically they didn't even overrule themselves. They just withdrew the ruling. And I think they saw the writing on the wall and knew that when it got up to the Supreme Court, that the Supreme Court was gonna chuck it because they were gonna say this is ridiculous, and they didn't really want a Supreme Court ruling on the topic or whatever. Yeah, they didn't want to look like idiots. They didn't want to be the court responsible for a nationwide ruling that says suppressors are not firearms, and so they went ahead and withdrew that ruling. So that was just a weird, interesting thing. I've never seen a court just like withdraw its own ruling before, so that's kind of weird. I think that's about it though. Like nothing else really happened. Nothing's happened in Florida. Nobody's pushing any pro-gun stuff down here. They haven't been any weird cases that I know of that have come out that have changed anything. So kind of all quiet on the Western Front. Everybody's eyeball is just on the biggest, beautifulest, biggest, baddest, beautifulest, most beautiful of all beautiful big bills in the history of bills.
Awesome. Hey, did you see my boy come out and rag on the news today? Drop the hammer on him.
Oh, Pete.
Oh, Pete?
The rocket Charlotte defense.
Well, that's because they didn't. It was minimal. It was minimal damage. Like they didn't do anything. Those people can fire that shit back up next week.
You see the Babylon Bee post that said the supreme leader of Iran has come out and said they have destroyed 30,000 pound bunker buster bombs with their nuclear facilities.
Yeah, it's like my face broke your hand.
Yep.
Jordan Spradley's on.
Broke your hand with my
Bradley,
face.
this other guy's gonna call me. All right, so look, let's talk about the bombing of. Hold on, before we talk about bombing the shit out of them.
Uh-oh.
Let me get the hat on.
Uh-oh.
Your tinfoil.
All right. So I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm not gonna tell you the information I have, but I'm gonna tell you what's going on. Okay. And outfits, even though, so I'll keep my head like that so you can see the Zildjian.
Yep. There you go. Just
Yeah,
like
but
that.
now it's just like sitting right there. So, anyways, this is what I'm going to tell you. Everybody's talking about why we bombed Iran and stuff like that. Okay, so I don't care what the crybaby news says. Well, they weren't close to having a nuke. Let me help you out. Okay, I'm going to tell you what it is. This is why we bombed Iran. All right, to stop them.
Sorry, go ahead.
Look what happened the last time you sang that. That's all I'm saying. All
Yeah,
right?
that's what I sang it
You were on.
in premonition, and you made fun of me. Oh, everybody always sings that. They've been singing it since like 1974. And guess what?
You know what?
Boom.
50 years later,
Goes the
somebody
dynamite.
finally got it right. Don't look at me like I'm, don't know anything.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Right?
Whatever. Go ahead.
But this is what happened. We bombed them to stop them from doing something here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because you should be loading mags. That's all I'm going to say. You should be loading mags. Okay? We're stopping them because it's like, here's what's going to happen. If something happens here, I'm going to drop one on you while you're playing Xbox. All right? They just wanted to prove that we could do whatever the hell we want to them, and there's nothing they can do about it. All right? That's what it is. Like, you're going to die no matter where you are on the planet if you do something in this country. So if one of you little idiots is over here friggin' sets off something, all right, we're going to drop one of these 30,000 pound bunker busters right in your anus. That's what it is. It's got nothing to do with anything else. Like, we had to destroy their nuclear facility because they're trying to. So, anyways, we had to get rid of that because we can't let them get a nuke. All right. I just happened to talk to some of my friends. We're like, all right, this is what's going on. So here's what I'm telling you. That's what happened. We bombed them to stop it from coming here. That's Jeff looking at other articles again.
Is Zildjian
I'm just checking to see if there's anything in the news about retaliation for homeland strikes.
So, what do you mean retaliation for what?
Homeland strikes. You're saying that they may have possibly been planning something over here, so I guess I shouldn't use retaliation, preemptively bomb them so they wouldn't do nothing over here.
Right. I'm telling you, that's what it is. You guys can say what you want, but that's what's going on. Oh, no wonder why. That's not foam. That's friggin' tape.
Spradley says.
Well, I did see there was a. Go ahead.
Does that helmet allow you to communicate directly with Alex Jones?
Yes. Say what you want. It's like my boy Zildjian. All right.
Yeah.
My boy Zildjian. You'd say what you want. But he hasn't really been wrong a whole lot in the last 5 years. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
He just sits back, gives a bunch of "I told you so, I told you so."
Yesterday's conspiracy is today's fact.
There it is. Like, think about it.
Mm.
Well, they did
Just saying.
say there was, most of them were talking about homegrown as far as retaliation, because obviously they can't send a bomb or a missile all the way over here to America. They don't have the technology and everything else like that. But there was concern that what they could do is that maybe there were some Iranian sleeper cells over here because Joe Biden let them all in over the last 4 years through the southern border, like everybody else they let in. And so there was concern that there might be a bunch of Iranian sleeper cells over here, and in retaliation for the bombing, they might have activated some of those guys. So we'll see.
Let me ask you this. Hold on one second. Let me ask you this. Who thinks all the drones that were flying over New Jersey was about Amazon practicing? Raise your
The
hand.
government said it was them.
Yeah, it was us. We're just practicing, whatever. Okay. I'm sure nothing bad
Yeah,
has
the
happened.
government said that was their own, like they finally admitted that they were our drones that they were experimenting on. They just didn't want to tell people.
Right. So that's what it was. It was an experiment that they had to lie about for 3 freaking weeks or whatever to finally go, oh no, stop trying to figure out who it was. It was us.
Yeah.
So Victor, Iran,
I'm pretty certain the government lies to us about a vast majority of things that they do.
They do. Iran's planned strike to the U.S. is to get that mayor elected in New York City.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they don't need to strike anybody. They just need to have them run for mayor in Democratic cities. That's all they got to do.
We've got the who was it? The Angel or whatever he is running as a Democrat for the mayor.
The who?
What are they? The
what?
guys with the red.
Oh, the Guardian Angels.
Guardian Angels.
Oh, the Guardian Angels. Yeah.
As a Republican.
As a Republican or a Democrat?
Republican.
All right.
Yeah.
In New York?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not gonna get elected.
Because the little ball of racist hate is running as the Democrat.
Yeah.
So
correct. Yeah.
That's what great for the city of New York. He gets
whoever
elected.
wins the Democratic primary basically wins that seat. Now, you could have some independents because de Blasio was an independent one time in Iran, and the problem is like they're talking, Cuomo could run as an independent, but nobody wants to vote for that fucking guy either. So it's kind of like they don't even have like a true independent person. So that, Eric Adams is generally still sort of liked by some people, so he may be able to pull it out. And they're going to have a lot of parties running. There's going to be like 6 or 7 people that run in various weird little parties or whatever. So you could have some weird mathematical breakdown. But I mean, yeah, the odds are that since he's the Democratic nominee, he's probably going to win. And you know what? I hope he does. I'm all for that shit because what do I always say? People deserve to get the government they elect, and they deserve to get it hard. So if the people in freaking New York vote for a guy like that and they want to have government-run grocery stores and free buses and rent control, like frozen rent across the city, knock your fucking self out. Because if that's what they want,
the police.
they
say that already?
it. Yeah, defund the police. He wants to hire social workers to go to domestic battery calls instead of police officers. Do it. Do it. And then the first time a social worker gets shot because they go to a domestic battery call, then I don't want to fucking hear anything about it. I don't want to hear any complaints about it. I don't want to hear what it is. So that's
I'm sure they'll take take the blame for it. They'll come out and say it was my fault. This was a really idiotic idea.
Right, it's a bad idea.
But it got me elected.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it again next time.
It'll be a black social worker and a white defendant who shoots him, and then it won't be about the fact that they shouldn't send social workers. It'll be about that he was black and he was white or whatever. I mean, yeah, that city is lost to me. I used to love that city. We used to go there for vacation all the time. It's lost. It's not going to come back. Instead of just slowly inching towards Bethlehem, it should just get pushed off a fucking cliff, and then we won't have to worry about it anymore. And so I hope they do elect this guy because then it'll just solve everybody's problems, and all the people who are still holding on that are hoping for something better are going to move, and it's going to be nothing but leftists. They won't be able to get groceries. Everybody will move to Jersey, and it'll be glorious. Because the only thing that used to concern me
my
was
property value will go up because they'll be coming down here trying to buy
they're
us.
all going to come down here. Yeah.
A house with a pool
Not the
anyway.
leftists,
So
though. The great news is the leftists won't come down here because they'll be living in their socialist utopia.
Right.
The only thing that used to concern me was that Wall Street is there, so you don't want the city to be a shithole because it might affect the markets and stuff. But so much of it is electronic these days and diversified and zoomed or whatever.
call it in from
You
home.
don't even need a building anymore. You can do all that shit from fucking home. So let the place
can
burn. I
downsize.
don't give a shit.
It's gonna.
I hope they
It's
elect
gotta-
Kamala Harris as governor in California too, because then we can watch both sides of the country just fall off the cliff, and then the rest of us can just move on with our lives.
There it is.
And I'm just gonna get my popcorn. Be glorious. I hope the fuck that guy wins. I think it'd be great. Great. Because if they just elect somebody like Adams again, or even Cuomo, they're still going to go off a cliff. It's just going to take longer to get there. It's just going to be slow and drawn out and everything else. Just fucking pull the cord, man. Pull the cord. Go.
What you got? What you got, Kerry? About what?
Independence in primaries.
Oh.
I mean, that's fine because they can. Yeah, they do. Yeah, no, and independents can vote in the general. You just can't. Independents can't vote. Independents can't vote in the primary because you have to be registered in one of the parties. But you can certainly vote in the general. Yeah. No, that's not right. Then whoever lied to you,
you should sue.
then you should sue somebody because that's not correct.
Definitely sue. Yeah, that's
you don't
bullshit.
have to be. You don't have to be registered anything in Florida to vote. Like you don't even have to register for a party. You can register as unaffiliated, and you can always vote in the general election. You can't vote in the primaries, but you can always vote in the general election. So if you went to vote and somebody said you're an independent, so you can't vote in the presidential election or the governor election or whatever, they're lying to you and they're violating election laws, and you should report them to somebody because they can't. That's not how it works in Florida. Not how it works anywhere.
I miss where it is at.
Yeah, that's not correct. So we bombed Iran as a deterrent, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Basically, it's like do something stupid. Any little cronies do something stupid, I'm gonna jam a missile up your ass.
Well, they're here.
And I seen that guy.
They dropped those things.
Right.
They dropped those things from like 13,000 feet through like
into a microwave.
The ventilation shaft that's like the size of an elevator, and it went down and blew up in the lobby like a mile below the mountain. Like that's crazy to me. Like that's crazy.
We could definitely drop one in his ass.
They dropped it on the mountain and blew up the mountain, and the mountain caved in or whatever. But no, apparently they dropped the bomb through a fucking elevator size air shaft all the way down, and it blew up in the lobby. That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, but we're not sure how much damage it did.
Right. Well, yeah, because you can't get down there to see because the
mountain
collapsed
buried
on
under,
top of it.
Like 200 feet of rock.
Right. The mountain collapsed in on top of it. So I don't know how you're supposed to find out.
Like, where do they think it was collapsing to? Plus, here's what I'll tell you. To all this CNN, MSNBC, and anybody else that's saying this shit, fuck you. All right? Fuck you. Right? Stop being a communist fuck. How's that? Right? 4th of July is coming up. How about you wave our flag for once? Right? Why don't you just move out of the friggin' country? I'm just so
they're going to hate the 4th of July.
Listen,
they're going to hate the 4th of July.
Yeah.
They always do.
No King Day. Yeah, we had that. We have no King Day. You know what it's called? 4th of July. Yep. The last time we had a king, we threw his ass out. Like a real king. Not somebody that just hurts your feelings because he won't do what you want him to.
Right. It's the only democratically elected king in the history of kings.
Yeah, there it is.
So, Gary.
That's not generally how it works.
New Jersey.
Not generally how kingships work.
Country.
Ugh.
Oh, my God. That should be outlawed in the United States.
Well, that's
people
in New York.
Just like Jeff said, they get what they deserve.
Yeah. Look, that's what happened to London. Like London is now a shithole. London used to be a great, city of the West or whatever, and then we went there a couple years ago on our cruise and everything, and we drove by the no-go zones and the place where all the signs are written in Arabic, and it's like the whole city is just a shell of what it used to be, and that's kind of what New York's turning into. So it's just one of those things where, it is what it is. What it is. Again, if people want to live in a city and they want to vote for that, then more power to them.
How about it?
I'm not gonna visit there anymore. I already decided that a long time ago. If they were turning
Right,
around,
it doesn't matter. You have what you
I'll
want.
never go. Correct. Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what cool happened to me today. I text my buddy asking him a question, and he FaceTimed me from England where he was at the Guns N' Roses concert.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty cool. But hey, where are we here? All right, it's time to get going.
Yeah, we'll spend some stuff. We just kind of bullshitted our way through a show because obviously everything got thrown out. Our whole night got kind of discombobulated with the issue they had over there at Three Keys Brewery. But I think once again we pulled out a master show out of our asses like we always
Master
do
class.
every week. Little bit of everything, a little bit of politics, a little bit of legal, a little bit of personal. Talked about motorcycles. Look at that. It was great. And I'm still at 9,983. I haven't gained a single subscriber since we've been on the air. What's up with that bullshit?
Because everybody that watches shows freaking subscribe to you.
Everybody on here is already subscribed. Exactly.
They've been subscribed for 2 years.
At this rate, though, I don't see how I wouldn't be over 10K by next week because that's up 300 from. Remember, it was at 700 or something last week, so that's 250 more than it was last week. So if I only need 17, maybe next week we'll have a big old party.
We'll post
10K subscribers.
We'll post something. Like post something on the Frontside Press page.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
yeah, I'll check it every day. When I hit it, I'll go on there and I'll let everybody know.
So
and send me your motorcycle suggestions. If you know of any cool motorcycles out there people got for sale, let me know.
All right, we're gonna spin.
Yep.
For the block.
Just getting a wheel together.
All right, so thank the
That's right.
sponsors with
So,
oh,
yeah, we could do the.
In the meantime, Victor says, "Happy 4th to all. No King's Day." Yeah. And then Nezzy said, "We the Kings were great the other night." Jordan Zizab is on.
That's an elector.
What's he say? We the Kings?
Not a voter.
Yeah.
That's an elector.
Nezzy said, "Hey, we the Kings were great the other night."
Did you tell him I said hi?
People in the electors are the people in the electoral college who go then cast their vote for the president at the top. So they have to either be Republican or Democrat because those are the only people in the federal thing. So if you're sent to DC as an independent elector, then you can't vote because your elector votes have to go to either the Republican or the Democratic president. But that's different than like if you're an independent registered voter in Florida, like just Jeff Young is an independent, and I go to my local polling place to vote for Trump or Biden, they can't tell me not to vote. But if the electors in my area elect an independent voter and send them to DC, they can't because you're supposed to vote for your party. So like if the Republicans win Florida, they send the Republican electors to DC to cast the Republican electoral college votes to them. If you send a quote independent, they might get up there and go, you know what? I'm going to send my electoral vote to Joe Biden because I like Joe Biden better. Well, you can't do that because Joe Biden didn't win the state of Florida. So yes, the electors that are sent for the electoral college have to vote for the party person who won their state. Now, if for some reason, correct, it's got nothing to do with the individual voters going to vote. Yeah, he doesn't know. They may not understood your question, but
you should sue those bastards.
Right. If they prevented you from voting, that's wrong.
I wouldn't have been happy listening to you tell the story.
No, that's insane.
Yeah, like nobody can hear, but Carrie says that they told her she couldn't vote in the election because she was a registered independent, and because she was an independent, and didn't vote in the primary, she couldn't vote in the general, and that's clearly not true.
Bullshit.
And so when she inquired about it, they sent her a copy of a Florida statute, but the statute specifically talks about the electors for the electoral college. It's not about individual voters. So yeah, if somebody told you that, they suppressed your vote, which is a federal constitutional violation. So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they just maybe they may not have understood your question. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But yeah,
All right. So
that's all right. So yeah, we're gonna spend some things. So what? We're giving away block
Mm-hmm. The block.
and
Yeah,
what else?
Armor's block.
Chance to win a chance.
Keychain.
Armor's block, keychain, and 2 chances to win a chance.
All right, block, keychain, 2 chances.
Whoa, look
to
at
win a
that
chance.
shit.
Got it.
Lots of people know. That's good.
Look at Jordan Bob. All right. He ain't fooling around anymore.
He's
Nope.
on.
He's done. He's tired of Sean's shit like everybody else is.
Sean against the world. Oh, that doesn't count. Sorry, Lisa, that doesn't count. Don't get excited. That thing's gonna spin.
Yeah, the first time I always click that thing, it never wants
Everybody
to
else warm up.
spin. It needs to
Here
be
we
warmed
go.
up. It's a little stiff in
Here
there.
we
You gotta
go.
put some grease in there. Get the juices flowing a little bit.
Oh, look at Bill Snock. Bill Snock sneaking in.
Oh yeah.
Wow, Bill. Winning an Armor's
Bill
block.
Snock.
Good job.
Like it.
Good to see his name up
He
there.
deserves that.
Mm.
He deserves that.
So world 1, Sean nothing. Sean, what's up? You slacking, man. You're slacking. That's what the problem is. All right, spin it. How was it last week? Shout out last week? Or was that 2 weeks ago? Oh, nope. Sean's coming back. He's Sean.
No. Damn it, Sean.
Fight.
He said, screw you guys for talking crap about me. I'll show
Yep.
you.
Well, who's
I get
underneath
it.
him? Victor
I get it.
Chin getting a keychain. We can mail that to him.
Yep.
All right, 1-1, 1-1.
Sims.
First chance. Here we go.
Next week we get to
Do the winner.
Yeah.
Oh, Lewis. Louis. All right, here it is. Sean's gonna try to tie it up right here. It's World 2, Sean 1. They got him in the corner. He hasn't been the same since the shutout. He's in therapy. But Sean says, it ain't happening today.
Don says, F you, world.
That's right. You're not getting me today.
There you go.
All right, so we got a 2-2 draw.
So the people who have chances this month are Jordan Dzob, Frank Butts,
No, we're good. No, we're good.
Jordan
No,
Bradley,
yeah, that's all we gave it all away. Yep, we're good.
Louis Soto, and Sean. Those
All
are
right.
the ones who won chances for
Excellent.
the month of
June.
June.
Chance
That's
for
June.
chance.
Yeah, June.
Chance to win a chance. Chance. All right. Those are the names for next
there's a
week.
chance.
Mm.
So you're saying
All
there's
right.
a chance.
So we're gonna wrap
Cool,
it up.
cool.
We can get Carrie out of here so we can send her home. We will get a date. We'll talk to the 3 keys. All right. And get a date probably 3 weeks from tonight. Excuse me. So hopefully we can get some people come down. Like now everybody's like, no, I'm not going because we were going, then you canceled.
Oh.
It's not my fault.
Run
It's
that,
not my fault.
Run that
Could've
date
been a
by
terrorist
me first,
attack.
by the way.
Could have been Iran. You don't know. You don't know what happened at 3 keys. You know how Iran is. They don't want us talking about
Run that date by me first before you pick it, because I'm going to be out of town towards the end of July, early August for a family vacation. So make sure you let me know before you just say this is going to be our weekend, because I may be gone.
Yeah, I may be gone. No, I won't be gone on Thursday night, but
I'll be gone second week in July.
we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'll be
How's
gone like
that?
the last week of July. We'll figure it out.
All right, let's wrap up because I think Gabriel wants to watch the rest of the Batman movie.
So Gary's going to stop in and see you.
All right, good. All right, let me wipe my eyes one more time. All right, so we're gonna wrap up here. So once again,
Sponsors.
oh, we gotta say thank. We gotta spank the sponsors. So
Yeah,
I'd like to spank our king sponsor, Johnny Custom Glocks, because life is way too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. And if you're not following him on the Insta, get out there and follow him on the Insta because he's doing a bunch of stories now. He's telling about his triggers. It's really great stuff they're putting out. So go ahead and check them out. All right, our Jester sponsor, Sean Hilton from SmokeShow3D.com.
Oh, yeah, baby.
All right, so go over there, get your block if you can't win. I don't know how. I don't know how you're not winning because the world is fighting back. The world has Sean on the ropes. I don't know what's going on. It's chaos out there. It's cats and dogs living together. Sean is just like,
He says, I'm banking my hours so I can just camp out at SE.
there it is.
All
right.
Sleepover.
Last but not least, the Self-Defense Emporium for hooking us up with the hours. Woo! Yeah. All right, but most of all, thanks to you guys for watching us, keeping us going. Sorry about not being able to go to Three Keys, but everybody start getting ready. Save your Thursday nights for Three Keys because it is a fantastic place.
They eat twice.
With a really, really cool beer garden I'm going to be hanging out with. I'm really looking forward to it. All right, so
Twice
we'll let you guys go. We'll get Kerry home. So thanks
Music
again.
to them yell. I need 17 more subscrirbers. 17. I might have a third bike payment here shortly I got to pay for, so go subscribe.
Play music.
Bye, guys.